Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hi, I'm Brittany and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. So today I'm filming a very exciting video. We're going to be doing a review slash demo on the new Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder Glow Powder. This is what it looks like right here. I was so excited when I saw this come out. I first saw it on Trend Mood's Instagram and I got it the day it came out because I was just so freaking excited about it. So it's supposed to be like their original loose setting powder from Laura Mercier, but it has a really pretty glow to it. And so let me go ahead and read you what the box says. So it says the iconic translucent loose setting powder in a glow finish sets makeup for lasting weightless wear, extends makeup wear with the sheer coverage and lasting natural luminosity while blurring fine lines. And so I'm so excited to try this out today, guys. I can't wait to see how it holds up on my skin. For reference, I do have oily combo skin, so I get mainly oily in my T-zone and I'm kind of normal on my cheeks and chin, and then my forehead is dry. So we're gonna see how it holds up on the skin because we are gonna be doing a wear test. Alrighty, so if you guys wanna see my thoughts on this new powder from Laura Mercier, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay guys, I'm so excited to get started. I already have my foundation and concealer on, and I thought it would be perfect just to use the Laura Mercier foundation since we're using Laura Mercier today. So I used the Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Foundation. I do have a whole wear test on this and everything, so I know that it wears good on my skin, and so I used that. And then I went ahead and used my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer for my concealer. And so I thought what I would do is I would set one side with the original Laura Mercier translucent powder, which I have right here. I don't like this one under my eyes. I do feel like it's a little bit drying, but just so we could compare it to the other one, I'm still gonna do it under my eyes today, and then we'll do one side with the new one, which I barely picked this up yesterday. The day that it came out, I went to Sephora. I called first and I was like, do you guys have it? And they were like, yeah, it's in the back. And then I was like, cool, I'll meet you there, and I picked it up. And so let's go ahead and look at what it looks like. This is what the box looks like. It's super pretty. It kind of has like this chrome look to it, but it's like a purple chrome, if that makes sense. But yeah, I just think it's a really beautiful, like luxurious box. So let's take a look at what the actual powder looks like. So it looks exactly like the original Laura Mercier powder, except it has that chrome kind of hue to it. So if I hold up the original next to it, you could tell that this one just has a glow to it, which is perfect. And so we'll go ahead and look at the actual powder now. It has the exact same like sifter and everything as the original. So I did get mine in the color translucent, but I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to tell. It has like a dark hue to it compared to the original translucent, which is this one. As you can see right here, this one's like a light vanilla color, and this one is a lot darker, and so hopefully it won't change the color of my foundation and make it darker, but we will see. Alright, so first we're going to start off by setting my under eye concealer before it starts to crease. So I'm going to blend out these edges right here. So on my left side, which is this side right here, I'm gonna actually use the original Laura Mercier to go ahead and set this concealer. And like I said, I don't usually use this powder under my eyes just because I feel like it's a little bit too drying for my eyes, but it's wonderful on the face. It really helps blur out my pores on my face. It really helps control my oil, which is really nice. And it's just been my like all-time favorite translucent powder for like literally years now. But if you use a little bit, it's actually not too bad. I haven't tried it under my eyes in a very long time. And it also could be the concealer I have on today. The Too Faced one is not so drying as like Tarte Shape Tape, so it's actually looking pretty good under my eyes. Usually I would go in with a sponge and kind of press it in, but since this one has like a more glowy, highlighty effect, the new one, I'm scared to go in with a sponge that it might like put too much product and it might look like a highlight or something under there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the new one, and I'm gonna put this one under my right eye. And online it didn't say specifically that you couldn't use it under your eyes, but it didn't say it was for your under eyes, so I'm not sure how it's gonna react underneath the eyes. How many times did I just say under eyes? Oh my gosh, so I do see, well, that could be from my eyeshadow actually. I was gonna say I do see some glitter, but I actually think that's from my eyeshadow. So I definitely do see a glow under my eyes. And I don't think it looks very good with the glow under my eyes, just because I feel like it's exaggerating the lines that I have. So hopefully you guys are gonna be able to tell on camera, but this is the side with the glowy powder and this is the matte side, and I just feel like the matte side looks a lot better just because it's not exaggerating those lines. So that's what I think of the powder so far. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and bake the face like I usually would. So usually I would go ahead and just take the sponge that I used that day for my foundation. This is the Sigma 3D blender and it is damp. And I'm gonna go into the regular Laura Mercier translucent powder and I'm just gonna press this into my pores and my laugh lines. That's one of the reasons why I picked this sponge for today, because it has those nice straight edges. And I knew I was gonna do like a half face thing, and so it's just gonna help me out with those straight edges that it has. I also like to bake under my contour and my chin, and we'll do a little bit on my forehead just because my forehead's on the more dry side, so I don't like to bake too much up here. So I'm really interested to see how like the glowy one will look on my forehead. So I just kind of wiped off my sponge so I could get that powder off of there. And now we're gonna go in with the glowy side, which on the website, it didn't say anything about baking. So I'm a little bit scared to do baking with this. But if it looks horrible, we'll go ahead and just switch to a brush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my sponge into the powder. Oh my gosh, so far it's looking very shiny. I don't know if I should use my sponge or a brush. I'm gonna go ahead and just try a brush. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my e.l.f. powder brush and dip it into the powder. And then I'm just gonna press that into my skin. It definitely has like a gold hue to it. It's kind of like their translucent powder, but mixed with a gold, like loose powder. That's what it feels like it is. I don't know if I'm making any sense. And I'm making sure to get it on this side of my nose too. You could definitely see that glow, like hopefully you guys are seeing it on camera. It's very like shimmery, but they still claim for it to be a setting powder, so we'll see how it holds up on my foundation. Okay, so since we didn't bake this side, we should probably just buff away this side, just so they have like a fair shot. You could clearly see a difference. Hopefully you guys can on camera, but on this side, it just looks like a totally different finish. We are gonna wear it throughout the day and see how it holds up on my oily combo skin. We're gonna see if this side of my nose gets a little bit more oilier than this side. We're also gonna see how the glowy powder keeps my foundation locked in place. Now, the Laura Mercier foundation that I did use is really matte and it tends to hold up really good on my skin. So we're just gonna see which powder does better. And honestly, if I were to do this again and wear it just like my way, I would probably just put the glowy one in the places that I feel a little bit more dry, and I would put the matte one like in the pore area just to really blur those pores and press it into the skin. But yeah, that is what I'm thinking so far. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup. All right guys, so I finished my makeup. This is how it's looking like. I really love my makeup today. But it is now 2:30 p.m. when I finished all my makeup. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in and tell you a few more things about like the finishes and stuff. Okay guys, so this is the side with the glowy powder, and as you can see right here, it is exaggerating my pores just a tad bit. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I like this side better pore wise, but on my forehead and my nose, it just has such a beautiful like glowy healthy finish. And also right here where I'm just normal, it just looks so beautiful on the skin. And then this is the side that is matte, and I mean, I love this powder. It blurs my pores perfectly. The under eyes I do feel like look better on this side, just because right here I just feel like that highlight inside of the powder is exaggerating my lines on this side. But everything looks really good on this side as well. My forehead, the texture is exaggerated on this side where the glowy powder is, just a tad bit. It's nothing too crazy. I'm actually kind of used to that because I have been using like my Becca glowy bronzer, and it has like a highlight in it as well, and I've really been loving that lately, and so I'm used to like my forehead being a little bit more glowy. But today when I did do the rest of my makeup, I did use everything matte except for my highlight. So I used a matte bronzer and a matte blush, and then I did add my highlight. My highlight does look a lot better on the glowy side, obviously, just because on a glowy base it just adds to the glow and it looks really nice. And I did apply highlight in the center of my nose, but just this side in general on my nose, the glowier side, looks really nice. And so yeah, so far that is what both sides are looking like. Hey guys, so I just got off work. It is now 9:43 p.m. so this powder has been on my face almost 8 hours. So we are gonna just go ahead and zoom in and take a look and see how everything is looking. Okay guys, so I'm really actually surprised looking in the mirror right now. I honestly thought this side of my face with the glow powder would look super duper oily, but it's actually controlling my oil pretty well. Like, my nose isn't as oily as usual. You can tell on this side of my face that this side of my nose is a lot more glowy than this side. This side is still pretty matte, and I do have like glasses marks from wearing my glasses, but it's not as oily as I thought it was going to be, so it actually holds up the foundation pretty well. Now if you look on both sides, I'm creasing a little bit on both sides, so my laugh lines are pretty much the same on each side. My cheeks look really nice on the glowy side, and they're also looking really nice on the matte side. As for my forehead, I do feel like the glowy side just looks a little bit better. I don't know why. I just think it's because I like a little glow on my forehead, but the matte side is looking good as always. So please excuse my brows. I was actually playing around at work trying to figure out my brow color in this brow gel, so my makeup's a little worn off right there. But yeah, both sides look really good. The only difference is my pore area. So on the glowy side, my pores are exaggerated quite a bit, and you could just see like every bit of texture. And on this side, it looks just really smooth and nice. So basically, my final thoughts on this powder is that I really like it. I think it's really pretty on the skin. I would just never personally wear it under my eyes or in this area right here. So right here in this like triangle area, I would just use a matte powder. And then I could use this powder pretty much everywhere else to give me like a nice pretty glow. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I think of this powder. I cannot wait to keep trying it out. I will update you guys in future videos just telling you how like I'm thinking of the powder still, but so far I do like it. I just would not personally use it in this area, and maybe not on my nose. Well, it looks really pretty on my nose. It's just, I don't know, I feel like my nose gets oily, but you could clearly tell that my nose actually didn't get as oily as it usually does. So it's kind of like a matte powder, but with a glow in it. So it controls your oil, but it gives you a nice glow, if that makes any sense at all. And so yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. If you have any questions about this powder, leave it in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you leave. I do make videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so that's 3 times a week, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye!